Everyone has the question, who am I? This was something I never really struggled with. Even when I had bad times or veered from the path, I always knew what I truly wanted in life. This is my story of why. Growing up in Zionsville, Indiana meant I wasn't surrounded by many members of the church. This usually meant when I told people I was the youngest of 7, they would act very surprised because not many people in the area had so many kids. Their amusement never bothered me though. I loved my big family and was very proud to call it mine. My mom always said I was her last child born because I had a desire to keep the family together. I remember when my oldest sister was coming home on a break from college, I made a countdown to keep track of how many days until she returned home. I loved having my family all together because it felt right, like we were all supposed to be there. I have so many wonderful memories of all of us sitting around talking and being silly. Since then, our family just keeps getting bigger and bigger. I was only 3 years old when my oldest sister got married. My whole childhood consisted of weddings, and those were exciting times for our family. My mom always went above and beyond and threw huge parties. But more importantly than that, I always looked up to my siblings and had a desire to follow in their footsteps and one day be sealed to my spouse for all eternity. After graduating high school, I made my way to BYU, Idaho, and set out on a path to study electrical engineering. I didn't come specifically to BYU, Idaho only to get married, but I did look at this time as a chance to prepare myself for my future roles as a wife and mother. It was my 3rd semester when I met Jake. It didn't take long for both of us to realize we should get married. We both had similar backgrounds as well as similar goals for our future. We eagerly set a date and started planning our wedding. A little over 3 years ago, it was our turn. Jake and I entered the Nauvoo temple and made covenants with our Heavenly Father as well as to each other. To that point, that was the happiest day of my life because I was fulfilling the most important goal to me, having an eternal family. 2 years and 1 day later, our son Remington came. I've never felt so much overwhelming joy and love in my life. The day we welcomed him into our lives was the closest I ever felt to my Heavenly Father and spouse. I can't wait to meet the rest of our children when their day to join our family here on earth comes. The first years of our marriage have been great times where we have supported each other, and with that came my realization that electrical engineering looked good on paper, but it wasn't me at all. It really didn't take me long to realize that I wanted to study marriage and family studies with the hope to make a difference and stand up for the family unit. It might be hard to believe that I myself can make a difference, but even if I make a difference in my own home, I would feel I did my duty. So who am I? I am a devoted member of the church, a wife and mother. I am not perfect, but I do know who I am and what is most important. I am the way I am because I know the vital role the family plays in the plan of happiness as I can see it in eternal perspective.